Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Dr. Gupta.
Yes, sir. Myself, Dr. Umesh Gupta, on behalf of Med School of Business Studies, Med Society, I welcome you, sir. It's a great opportunity for us. Just on this particular topic, just now we are facing a lots of problem in particular in all our sector, but in educational sector also. Then I think it's fruitful for us as a employee, as our students also. They're all joined near about 400 to 500 students and staff are also they are joined. Then sir, again most welcome, and just now we can continue your panel discussion. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please. Sir.
I am happy to act as coordinator and moderator of this panel discussion. So I love to introduce the intellectual panelists first. I love to introduce Mr. Zulfi Ali Bhutto. Zulfi worked with Steelcase, a design thinking lead Michigan, USA-based organization Steelcase, which work with global organization and helping them design workplace for the future. Head of business for SaaS market and responsible for go-to-market strategy and workplace consultant and advises on future of workplace for leading multinationals like Google, Apple, Amazon, OpenText, and various other organizations. Zulfi is an alumnus of INSEAD Business School, France, one of the top B schools in the world. He is a business faculty at leading business schools. Zulfi Ali Bhutto is a dreamer, doer, and popularly known as Iron Man. He is a competitive trained athlete in Ironman, and there are many more achievements. It's lack of time. I hope this introduction is better. I welcome or give a warm welcome to Mr. Zulfi Ali Bhutto. And I love to introduce Ms. Rolly Sharma. She is an application manager, payment platform, NIBC Bank NV, The Hague, the Netherlands. She has more than 10 years of working relevant experience in IT industry. A warm welcome, Rolly. Unfortunately, two of the panelists could not have joined due to some medical emergencies or the technical emergencies, but they are going to join us soon. Let's wait for them. And let's not wait for them actually. So before starting this panel discussion, let's have the brief understanding of the motive behind organizing this panel discussion. Actually, what we can say that more than 1 year have passed since the World Health Organization have declared the lockdown, and millions and hundreds of the people, they have lost their job. They abruptly shifted towards work from home, and moreover, what we can say that we don't know that what type of scar that pandemic leave on us. Again, this type of very pandemic and lockdown situation is reshaping in our country as well. So I just want to organize this particular seminar with that galaxy of individuals in order to discuss the future of the shift of the work, in order to discuss the status and the issue of the work here. So we have national and international panelists with us. Actually, we want to discuss that we are actually moving from physical work to the work from home, and is there any possibility to work from anywhere? And if yes, then what is the impact of this hybrid working on our communication skill, on our productivity, on our idea, on our knowledge? What type of impact it is going to leave on us actually? Our panelists will also discuss what is the impact of this hybrid shift in the world of work on the work-life balance also. We have one panelist who is going to research, who is presenting the facts and figures with us. So without wasting much of time, let's get started this panelist. First, Zulfi, sir, it is over to you. Can you give some aspects over the work better on your point of view, and can you give some insight over there that what is your preference over the future of the work, please?
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and can you all see my screen as well?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I only see a green screen. Sorry.
You can't see my screen, my research paper?
No.
Okay, wait, so I will again reshare it. Once again, just bear with me for a moment. Okay, and just confirm if you could see, Rolly, my screen.
Yeah, now. It's
Okay,
better.
fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Archie. And I'm very delighted that today you have this session happening. But what we are discussing right now, it has already happened at least a year plus ago. And we are seeing it right now, so many unknown. And we are expected to see some more unknown in future. And why I'm saying this is that we don't know how it is going to shape up, what will happen tomorrow. Actually, nobody knows it. But then what we should do to see those trend and the pattern for last 14 to 16 months and align ourselves and plan ourselves so that we can embrace the reality which is going to see us tomorrow or day after. So this research, I'll present three slides rather, and then I'll hand over to Dr. Archie for any further questions. This is the beautiful research which we did it in collaboration with MIT Sloan. We did it in 2020, June 2020, and this is a very intensive research. We have done it at 8 primary study locations, 10 countries, and we have covered 32,000 people across the globe, and about 8,000 space plans we have analyzed. And space plan is nothing but the floor plates, basically, where people sit and work and so on and so forth. So this research is very intensive. It's our in-house research, and which we have published also is there in public domain, and you could always download it and see it. Look at the region which we have covered, right from Australia, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, of course, in this context, Mexico, Spain, UK, and US. So by and large, we have covered the entire geography and try finding out what is the reality looking like ahead of us. So we call this as not like once we go back to work. I'm actually at work basically, and we started from 18th of May 2020 onwards going to office. Of course, we go not full-fledged. We have a rostering, and we have a schedule, and based on that, we go and with all the health and hygiene. Today, I'm here in Chandigarh. This is a beautiful showroom of one of our dealership here in Chandigarh, and I'm working from here, and I'm based out of Gurgaon, and from there I've traveled. So what we said, this research is not about going back to office anymore. It is going back to better. It has to be better than what we left 12, 14 months ago. And that's what we're going to talk about. So if we have to go back, and then I'll come back to can that work be done from anywhere? Basically, I will challenge the thoughts, and I'll tell you why. Because there are 5 things people need when they have to go back to work. And I'm talking about to their offices. The first one, and the first and foremost one, is safety. And again, I need not explain why it is important. The safety is must. People will join organization or leave organization if they don't, he or she doesn't feel comfortable, or he or she doesn't feel safe anymore. They may leave organization if organization doesn't care for it, and they may join organization which has a very high safety standard. So that's going to be number 1 priority. The number 2 priority is about belongingness. It's all about feeling that I belong here. This is my space. I want to come here, because every Monday, when the Monday comes, it's not no more blue Monday. It is the Monday which I was looking forward to, because it's very inclusive. It creates a trust between the employees. And also it shares the purpose, because we go to work because there is a purpose. And the third one is the productivity, because organizations are built, their P&Ls are built, profitabilities are built based on the productivity for employees. And the fourth important thing is the comfort. If I go back to work, I need to feel comfortable, not only physically, cognitively, and emotionally as well. And last but not the least is the control. The choice and control. How I want to do, whatever I want to do, of course, with a defined job description, and also wherever I want to do. So these 5 things, if you look at it, safety, belonging, productivity, comfort, and control, will define how people will go back to work. And considering all these 5 principles, we designed actually 4 design new principles, basically, which we call it me and we. That means I'll be working in the office and there'll be people around me, which is we. It has to move from fixed to fluid. That means our design also has to be not very dense, not very fixed. It has to have a fluidity. It has to have a flexibility. It has to have an open space. It has to have an enclosed space. You can't have all entire float plate open. You can't have all closed. It will be a mix of this. And then the fourth piece is braiding digital and physical. That means we still need to have the analog as well as digital enablers to make people more productive. So here is what I will summarize, Dr. Archie, and to all of you. After going through this intense study for last 14 to 16 months, here is what we believe is right, is that the model which is going to erupt and going to come forward, it will not be all office or it will not be all home. It will be in between. It will be a blend of office and home. There are some work can be continued to work from home basically. And we realize that overall, if you look at around 15 to 20% of the work, which is primarily a backend support, technology support, can continue to work. They will be called to office only for certain meetings, certain functions, certain collaboration. But the remaining 80 to 85% of the work has to come back to office. But can all 80 to 85 will work from office? May not all the day. Like for example, I go to office 3 days a week. Remaining 2 days I'm working from home. It's like a blend. And that blend will continue. So there'll be nothing called office, and there'll be nothing called home. This will be in between. And this is we call the hybrid model, like what Dr. Archie was referring to. So this is the context in which perhaps I thought, let me kickstart my session by saying this, it is not either and or, it is the and. Over to you, Dr. Archie.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zulfi, for presenting such an insightful research on the hybrid model that you conducted with MIT Sloan over the 14 to 16 months. One more question to Mr. Zulfi related with that only, that in the culture of work from home, that you said that it's a perfect blend of the office and home. But when we are talking about the work from home, people are working from home and they are working in isolation with each other. They are following the social distancing. In that case, what do you think about how it is going to affect the mental health of the people, and if it is affecting, then how it can be embraced?
Well, again, it's a very beautiful question, Dr. Archie have asked, and we did that research, and the part of that research, and we found there are 5 kind of people came out, those who were working from home, including all of us. One were very happy that like nomads. I'm very happy because I've been told and I have complete freedom. I'm living, doing whatever I want to do. Primarily, they were up to age of 27, 29 kind of age group. They were a little happy, but later on, they also realized that I have to go back to my folks because my cult is there. They also felt it later on. So there were folks who were very happy. It's okay. Work is happening and I'm very happy. But the majority of it are very unhappy. Because as you remember, we don't go to work only to work. We go there because we get so many things. We go to work because first thing we belong, that, it's my people, it's my cohort. Like, for example, the students. I remember, I can't even imagine that class, happening without the students. And it's all right now virtual, and people are missing that cohort, right? The coffee, smell of coffee in the canteen and the samosas and all those things, what used to happen in the canteen and cafeteria, along with the academics, is missing. So belongingness is biggest miss right now. And what it has done, it has also kind of reduced our collaboration. Now look what we are doing. We are staring at the screen and we are trying to communicate. I mean, I can't even imagine I have ever done this, except for few overseas meetings. Of course, we used to meet to the client or a customer and partners and prospects and employees, so on and so forth. But it has now brought that challenge. So what it has done, it has created additional psychological pressure. 83% of these employees, those who are working from home, are going through that trauma of not feeling together, not feeling belonged, not feeling engaged, and that has impacted on the overall productivity. So there are some organizations that are saying we are okay with productivity, but by and large, most of the organizations are struggling on the productivity side. Because remember the 3 things I talked about: physical, emotional, and cognitive well-being is challenged. So until these 3 are not resolved, it will be very difficult for us to come back. And after all, human beings are social animals. We need to see people. We need to have that water cooler talk. Otherwise, how do we know how are my colleagues, my friends? So that's a big miss. Now, how do we address it? Honestly, there is nothing called a fixed formula I can give it to you, but organizations are already, and in our research paper, which I also mentioned and recommended, it has to have a hybrid model. Once the vaccination is done to majority of population across the world, people will feel little safe and go back to work. And I'm sure their facilities and the HR and the admin will make sure all the sanitization, every protocol is followed. And when that happens, the hybrid model will come forward basically. So wherein you'll go back to few days at work, few days at home. But there'll be certain work, mind it what I'm saying, certain work, it has to go to office. It cannot be done from home. So those work will continue to work from, offices, but some of the work will be a hybrid. And some, as I said, 15 to 20% of the work can be done from home, will continue to happen. Yeah, that's my submission.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Zulfi. I completely agree with the physical, emotional, and cognitive well-being of the people, and we value your suggestions over the mental embarrassment of during this complete isolation. Now, over to you, Ms. Rolly. Am I audible to you? Yeah, Rolly, am I audible? Yeah, Rolly, you are not audible. Please unmute yourself, Rolly.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. You are audible right now.
Perfect.
Rolly, since you are working with the Netherlands, and can you just give us a glimpse of the impact of this COVID-19 on the world? As well as I came to know that you got stuck in India during the lockdown in Pune. So what type of comparison you felt when you were working from home in Pune and now you're working from home again in Netherlands? What type of difference you can feel out? Can you just express this thing?
Impact-wise, I would say that Mr. Zulfi has spoken everything, how it impacted the global world. It's just that the rapidness of the adaptation of the digitalization has actually is not a good thing. It's that the culture of an organization, it actually doesn't change so fast. It actually based on the behavior of people, individual in the organization, and that culture, because of suddenly pandemic going through and people working from home, has pushed people to adopt quickly to work remotely because they can, of course. But because of this, what is happening is that people is missing this connection. The organization behavior has not changed, and you end up with a lot of expectation from the people. You can feel it that you are pushed to perform and to see a lot in day-to-day life, to your manager, to your colleague, and even the leaders. They feel this because they have. When the leaders are present, they can motivate their employees to focus on their work, to get the best out of them. And for them now, it's really difficult. They're opting for more and more check-ins, which is not giving the correct results. And it's difficult for leaders to do a kind of management they want to do. It looked like micromanagement. If they push too much, if they want to do more check-ins, they want to ask more questions, and if they don't do, they are not unseen. They are not supporting their colleagues, their employees enough. So it's difficult for both management and employees. The impact is tremendous and it's so swift. That's the main problem. Well, my experience in India was actually not so bad because I was with my family and I was spending a vacation, which was supposed to be for 1 week. And then I got stuck for 3 months, but I was with my family. But I know there are many people who were stuck alone. They were working alone in Mumbai, in Pune. They cannot see their parents or wife because husband stuck there, wife stuck there, or children who are kids. They are stuck somewhere and parents are stuck somewhere. So it created a different situation for everyone. and then you cannot stop work because work never stops. So you have to work, you have to perform even in that difficult time, and you are actually traumatized by the fact that, okay, what's going on? Everything is stopped. You have never seen India stopped in one day, like one complete day, nobody in the street. It's just traumatized you in a level you don't even recognize. You feel it, you digest it really slowly, and you come out of it like, okay, what just happened? Okay, we have to deal with it, and you reinsure yourself it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be all right. But then, slowly it becomes like a habit of working every day. It puts a lot of pressure when you work from home all the time. It's like, of course you have to do work, but of course you have to do day-to-day chores. If you, for women, being a woman, I can say that you have to cook, you cannot get domestic help because of that situation. And even now it's very limited. People are still scared to get full-time help, paid help. So all the burden actually is more, or disproportionately put more towards women than men. I won't say that men doesn't help; they do, but it's maybe in our genes to do more, or to be more caring, or to be more provider for the kids, and for our husbands, our father, our everyone we love and we care for. So it was a very exciting experience when I was in Pune, because I had to take care of my in-laws, my husband. I was stuck, by the way, with my in-laws. They were very nice people. They are like really modern and forward-thinking people. So I was not supposed to work household work all the time. I was supposed to focus on my work, but I felt really guilty to not help them so much. We were stuck. We were a full family, and then you have so many things to do. And when we come back to Netherlands, what we felt is that we were better in India because we were with family. Now you're stuck here alone. Now it's also lockdown, still a lockdown in India, in Netherlands, by the way. And it's a very different situation. You can go out, but you don't have anybody to go out to. You cannot, of course, you can go out to friends, but you can spend like 1 hour or 2 hours, and then you have to come back. So it's like, it's the actual isolation we are feeling is now. It's you get mentally drained by this. The stress can be two kind. Stress can be too much of work, or stress can be no work or boredom. It can be really unproductive. It causes you so much, it just suck your energy out. And for me, this pandemic, it's really stressful. It just sucked energy out of everyone. So be in India, be in Netherlands, it's the same experience for me.
Yeah. Robbie, I'm coming to again to you. First, let me ask a question. I will come to this point again, Rolly, regarding the work from home and work-life balance. But before that, I want to ask a question to Mr. Zulfi. That, sir, what do you think that I want to discuss on the work from home to work from anywhere concept? What do you think that does it make sense to increase our productivity if you talk about work from anywhere kind of sense?
Well, really, again, it's a very smart question. So, let me put it in this way. I don't agree that every work can be done everywhere. There are some work can be done. There's some or most cannot be. If you remember the research paper which I shared with you all guys, it says that only about 15 to 20% of the work can be done from home, full time, not all. That means majority, almost about 80 to 85% of the job has to come back to work. There is no other way. Now, when we say work, that work cannot be done from any Starbucks. I really appreciate, I love to go to Starbucks and the social table we sit and have some nice croissant with the coffee. But those are small little work we do. The intensive focus work, like what I do, cannot be done from home. So I face those challenges when I go back and I'm working 3 days from home or 2 days from home, because I'm not able to collaborate. I'm not able to focus. I'm not able to rejuvenate. I'm not able to feel social. Now think of it, and I just flip this side for those poor people, 20% people, and Rolly mentioned it. Not everybody was so lucky. to be with their loved one. I was one of the victims. I could not see any loved one for the 3 months, and how difficult it was because I was stuck in some part of the world and where I couldn't. But good that we learned. I learned cooking really, so I learned the new art of survival, and yeah. So, but on a serious note, my submission will be not all work can be done from home. Some will still be at home, but most of them will be at work. So it be again blend. It has to be hybrid. Again, I'm saying it's not either or, it is and organization has to accept that's the reality. The earlier they accept it, it's better for them and better for their people. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Zulfi. Again, I'm coming to you, Rolly. That you were discussing that you have got opportunity to got stuck with your family, and you felt quite happy with that. I'm coming to you, and that is a gender-based question. Gender-based question. What do you think? That is it impacting your work-life balance? In what, if it, yes, what sense it is impacting your work-life balance? You think that when you are working from office, was it so easy to balance work life in that sense, or when you are working from home, is it difficult to make a balance of work life balance? Or if yes, then do you feel that it is like double-edged sword, or what do you think?
Yeah, I understand. I understand your question. The thing is that when there was time when we were actually, it was normal before pandemic, we jumped into any opportunity to work from home because it was easy. You don't have to commute. You work from home. You can take break whenever you want. You can cook. You can be with your children. You can be with your husband or partner. But now it has changed. The work from home before and work from home now is very different. The work I used to like to go to office because for some people, I'm one of them, it gives a meaning that you woke up, you get ready, you commute to work, you grab a cup of coffee, you say hi to your colleagues, you sit down, you just relax, you sit down with your desk, and then you start work. That's really important, actually. It gives you that you are going to start something and then you have an end, because at the end of the day you close your work, you come back to home, and then it's done. But now there are no limits. You woke up and first thing you start working from home, and then you work from home until you are awake. I have seen it to my husband, and I do also sometimes, that I'm responding to chats in even in really odd hours at 7 a.m., 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. And I know it's normal in India to work till 7 or 8, but not here. So it's like you are extending yourself. You are stretching your work time, and then it's also the expectation then that you need to be seen all the time online, because that's the only way people see you. When you are in office, you don't care if people know that you're working or not. You can just chatting with your friend, or you can just like moving from one meeting to other meeting. It's also good for health, that you move a lot. But when you are in, working from home, you always tend to, you have a tendency that people might be able to see you, reach you all the time. Being online all the time is also uh, too much. It's and coming back to your question, that how much it affects. That was one of your questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So you're able to make a proper work-life balance when you are working with home. Yeah.
yeah, you can. You have to be really strict. You have to be really disciplined, and it's difficult to have that discipline. You can do work. You have to start from a fixed point of time, and you have to end at a point of. But I also believe, like Mr. Zulfi said, that it's not a solution to work from home all the time. You need people. You need people. Just it's not just enough to see and listen to somebody through video conference. It's important to get the messages from unverbal yeah, actions, and you feel the people. You create a relationship, which is the foundation of yeah of work culture. So it's if you do it partly, if you do it not full time, uh, like once or twice a week, then you can make strict rules. You can be really disciplined, and you can balance work with your personal life. But if you're working all the time from home, it's really hard because the boundaries get really um, fade when you work from home. Work and personal boundaries are almost non-existent.
Okay, all right, Rolly. Mrs. Zulfi, do we have some time or is it over to you? Yeah,
So
because you got.
I can take the last question because 3 o'clock I have another meeting
Yeah,
which
yeah,
I'm.
definitely. Yes, Zulfi. Yeah, I'm coming over to you only. Actually, I just want to ask you one more thing over there. Is there any trust issue, Mr. Zulfi, when we are working remotely here? As you are suggesting the hybrid model, and here we are working remotely, is there any trust issue on the side here? I'm talking on the side of the employer. So, as a business leader, what do you think? Is there any trust issue on the side of the employer? And how to engage people when they are working and motivate them when they are working remotely? Yeah.
So, well, there is a very famous saying, seeing is believing. When we see it, we believe it. And
Yeah,
that's how the relationships are formed. And that's the fundamental of relationship. Doesn't matter it's personal or professional. You have to see it. I remember, how we in India, how we buy even the rice or the lantern or even the dresses. We have to touch it. We have to see it, smell it, and
Yeah,
then we buy. Think of it, the basic commodity which is for survival, also we touch it, see it, feel it, smell it, and then perhaps we make a decision, which is few hundred rupees. Now think of it about an organization, such a large P&L, and their overall scheme of things in which they operate. Now they also have a similar challenge because they must have hired us by going through rigorous interview process, onboarding process, and so on and so forth. And herein, for last 12 months, you are not able to see those people in your eyes. What you see them in the screen. So yes, if you look at the same research report which we submitted, it talks about the trust deficit, not only between manager and its team, but even as an organization and with his employee, it has, and it's very natural. I mean, I can't blame anybody for it. For example, if you are in a relationship and you don't see that person, if not every day, at least in once a week or once a month, you also start thinking where that person is. Not necessarily you doubt on that person, but then something is missing. That missing could be trust. It depends on the situation. It could be productivity. It could be engagement, and it could be just human angle that I'm not able to meet people. So yes, there is something missing, and big time it is missing right now. And that is where, as I said before, that is adding to the psychological pressure. And people, I mean, we have seen the kind of approach to consultation, for what do you call, psychometric analysis. When people, the researchers did it, they found because of this, the trust deficit has added to anxiety. It has added to fear, and which has eventually impacted on the productivity. You see that how it is linked? So this is a serious concern, not only for organization. And if some organizations say that no, we are still doing good, good for them, may God bless them. But yes, organizations are facing that challenge basically. But there are different ways to solve it. There are technological interventions. In fact, I've seen a lot of startups coming out to manage this productivity. But the productivity is the end result. What about the process? A process is about how people do their job. Can any technology help us in doing this? Perhaps no, because we are human beings. So it's very important for us to understand that no technology intervention will solve that problem. So that is there, and it's going to be there. Now, how managers will solve it, how leaders will solve it, how organization at large will solve it, it all depends on how fast they adopt the model which I was talking about, the hybrid model, wherein you can see them 2 days at least at the work and 3 days they're working from home or vice versa. But at least you are seeing them. So for example, my manager sees me at least thrice a week in the office, and twice a week we see through the technology. So he is able to see me almost every day, rather invariably, and then we have a WhatsApp and phone. So what it does also, it brings confidence to my leader, and similarly to me as a leader along with my team, that yes, things are moving, things are working because people are engaged and they're doing it. But this is the challenge and we have to solve it. And as of now, the solution is the hybrid. So with this, I have to sign off, Dr. Archie, because I have other commitment and I need to attend because I'm presenting something there as well. You're muted, Dr. Archie. Dr.
Archie, you are
can't
in mute. We can't hear you. Mute.
Yeah.
You are in mute.
Still muted, it looks like.
Still can't
we
hear.
can't hear you.
Can you hear me here?
Yes, now it's better.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Mr. Zulfi Ali Bhutto, for being with us. Actually, it was a very, very valuable insight you have given to us. And thank you for being so enthusiastic during the entire session. And whatever you have told me, it could have implemented, it will be better for the country and world, you know. And your entire conversation has revealed the deep investigation and the deep research. So thank you so much for being with us and making our, you made our this day very valuable. So thank you so much. You can leave. Yeah. We'll
Thank you,
see you
Dr.
soon in
Archie.
the next session. I hope your cooperation will be there with us with the Match University. So on behalf of the entire department, I thank you, Mr. Zulfi Ali Bhutto. Thank you so much from the heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Archie.
Thank you, Mr.
Rolly.
Zulfi.
And thank you, all the participants and wonderful students of Maths University. My best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you so much, sir.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day, sir.
Bye.
Okay, Rolly, one last question. It's up to you. I hope you have certain 5 to 10 minutes with us. Can you spend?
I do.
Okay. Rolly, one more last question. So over to you. What do you think as a technological aspirant? I think you are working from more than 10 years in the industry of IT. What do you suggest the future of the IT industry? What is the future of the virtual meetings? If we are going again back to physical offices, what do you suggest that? What is the future of the virtual meetings?
It will stay, actually. It will not go away. It will stay. Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the virtual meetings are now used widely and freely by people who work from home, people who do their business from home. But before that, it was used to connect people from different continents, from distance locations. So it will continue. And the future is that we will be more and more digitalized, more and more systems would be a move to cloud. The SaaS solution is like, we say it in our bank, that it's the future. Everything will go to cloud. The infrastructural cost, most of the industries, they want to save it. And there are so many SaaS providers, Azure, VMware, Microsoft. So Azure is actually Microsoft. So yeah, and companies, banks, financial organizations, other organizations, they are more and more moving towards that solution to make them more agile, to work from home, to work from anywhere, to make it technologically possible to work anywhere from world. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting time in future. It's already advancing so fast. So we are also looking forward to it.
Okay. So yeah, I hope that you are having an appointment with your one of the people there. So without wasting much of time, actually I want to thank you that you are ready for taking session in such a short duration when one of our panelists were not ready due to some of the medical emergency. Even Rolly, I just want to tell you, 2 of our panelists having medical emergency right now. So I am so much thankful to you that you appear here in such a short notice, and thank you for being so cooperative in the entire session. Actually, I am so much thankful. Whatever happened, such for a good reason, that as a Zulfi and as a you, we are having 2 different domains in this type of respect. From you, we got a humanitarian point of view, and from Zulfi, we got a research point of view. So you people too were enough, and you were making the entire session very fruitful and valuable. Thank you so much, Rolly. I hope a very good day for today, and please continue your daily routine. And I hope that you will embrace us for the future sessions also. So on behalf of the School of Business Studies, Manchester City, again, I'm thankful to you. Thank you so much for your session. Thank you.
Thank you, Archie. It was a pleasure and it was an honor to speak here. And I would be really glad to speak to you anytime sooner or later. So hope to speak to you again and have a very good day. And I would like to thank all the attendees and I don't know if students are there and of course there are no more participants, but I want to thank everyone and wish you all a very good day. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
My colleagues are also saying goodbye to you. They're all watching to you and bye-bye from their side also. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.